Hi yogis, and welcome to our journey through the yamas and niyamas. For today we are focusing on the third yama called Astaya. Now Astaya means non-stealing. Non-stealing can mean anything from things that are tangible, like possessions, or things that are not tangible, like energy or relationships or success or even rights. So when you think about moving through Astaya and non-stealing, through this quick practice, we want to create a contentment with who you are and what you already have. So for this practice, you will need one block. So if you don't have that, grab that quickly. When you also dive a little deeper to the intention of Astaya, we want to reject greed, jealousy, and the fear of lack. So thinking in terms of real life, Astaya, of stealing things that don't belong to you, stealing time that doesn't belong to you, stealing someone's energy that doesn't belong to you. We have to be careful as we move through the world and the way we interact, and only taking what we need. Well, how we do that is by cultivating and creating abundance from within, knowing that we have enough, we are enough, and we don't really need much more than what we already have. So this block will be there as a reminder that the abundance that we need for life is already within. When you create Astaya, you open up to such a deep richness of spiritual abundance and self-reliance that you may not already know you have within. So we'll start on our backs in a supported bridge. Now notice that your block has 3 levels. Choose the one that is right for you. Feet flat on the earth, all the way to your back. Pressing into the earth, and lift your hips up to place the block at the setting of your choice. Palms can face the earth, knees can fall into a constructive rest, or you can widen them, yogi's choice. And as you settle into these first few moments, start to focus on your breath, filling the abundance and richness that already lies within. If it feels good, you can straighten through the legs and then allow your heels to touch the earth into pontoon. Just a few more breaths here, yogis. Starting an Ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice, deep constriction in the back of your throat on the inhalations and the exhalations. If you've lengthened through the legs, start to flatten through the feet, pressing your hips up to gently remove the block and allow your sacrum to hit the earth. Take the block in both hands and send it straight up to the sky. Start to straighten through the legs and send your legs up to the sky, flexion in both feet. Try to stamp the sky with your feet, engaged through the quads. As you inhale, start to send your heels towards the earth and the block above your head. So lengthen, hover here, hovering the block, hovering the heels. Exhale, try to touch the block to your toes. 2 more just like that. Inhale, lengthen, hover the heels, hover the block. Exhale, touch the block to your toes. Inhale, lengthen, hover the heels, hover the block, navel is in, core is strong. Exhale, touch the block to your toes. Start to bend through the knees, feet flat to the floor. Bring the block beside you. And then reach behind your knees and start to rock gently, allowing your spine to touch the earth. And maybe it takes you 3 or 4, 5 times to rock to table pose. Crisscross at the ankles, place your palms in the earth, and find your way in table. Taking any organic shapes or movements that you need to work out any kinks. And then find a place of stillness. Inhale, drop the belly, send the tailbone high, take your gaze up. Exhale, tuck and round through cat pose. Inhale, heart dips, tailbone high, gazing up. Exhale, tuck and round. One more, just like that, yogis. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale to a neutral spine. Place the right hand underneath your chin, grabbing the block with your left hand. Kickstand the right foot behind you and open up into supported side plank, stretching the block to the top of the mat. Left foot is flat to the earth. You can always place your right foot even farther behind you. Inhale, finding length here. As you exhale, rock onto the heel of the left foot, opening up into gate pose. Place the block on your shin or your quad, avoiding the knee. Right fingertips up and open. Keep the flexion of the left toes. Place the block into the right hand. Come up and over to the top of the mat, back to supported side plank. And here, allow your left foot to hover off the earth. Inhale, lift up out of the right shoulder. Exhale, windmill the left hand down to the earth, removing the block back to tabletop. Working out any kinks, taking any movements, swaying side to side. 3 more cat-cows. Inhale, gaze up, belly drops. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, gaze up to the sky. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, gaze up, belly drops. Widen through the tailbone. Exhale, puff up the back of the chest. Inhale, find a neutral spine. On your exhale, kickstand your left foot open this time into supported side plank on the right. Reaching to the top of the mat, right foot is flat. Inhale, lift up out of the left side of the arm. Exhale, open up into gate pose. Flex through the right toes, left fingertips up and over. Again, avoiding the kneecap, placing the block on the shin or the quad, yogi's choice. Place the block into the left hand and windmill up and over to the top of the mat into supported side plank with the block. Flex through the right toes, let the right foot hover, right fingertips up to the sky. Windmill the right hand down, bring the left foot back into midline, tabletop. Place the block at the top of the mat. Curl your toes under. On your inhalation, send your hips up into downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here if you need to. Drop one knee, then the other. Ears between the biceps. Internally rotate your shoulders, pressing into the palms, the fingertips, lengthening through the spine. Finding a place of stillness.
On your inhalation, send your right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, place the right foot in between the hands. Left knee lowers, left foot is flat. Reaching for the block, inhale up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Press your left hip forward, right hip back. Navel is in, draw your shoulders down your back, gazing forward. Exhale, place the block in front of your right foot. Palms are flat. Curl your left toes under, left knee lifts into a high runner's lunge. Step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot in between your palms. Right knee lowers, right foot is flat. Reaching for the block. Inhale up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Keep pressing your hips forward, right hip forward, left hip back, left knee over the left heel. Draw your shoulders down your back. Core is engaged, gazing forward, nice and strong. One more inhale here. Exhale, place the block in front of the left foot. Frame the left foot with your palms, curl your left toes under, right knee, or right toes under rather, right knee lifts. Left foot meets right, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, settle into the shape. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Right foot steps in between your hands, setting up the state and stabilizing here. Reaching for the block. Inhale up to high crescent lunge. Left hip presses forward, right hip presses back. Strong energy stabilizing through the block. On your next inhalation, fill up and lift up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Block stays in the back hand. Sink into this shape. Engage the left quad to lift the left knee. Press into the four corners of each foot. Left knee tracks over the left heel. Tailbone tuck it up and in. Navel is in, strong warrior two. The block in the back hand, send it down towards the earth, then up into the left hand. Right hand reaches up and over, placing the block into your left hand. So we're going to create these circular movements up and over 3 times. Staying strong and stabilized in your warrior two. When the block reaches your forward hand, stay here. Take another inhale in. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingertips to the left foot, right fingertips up to the sky. Gazing down or gazing up at the block, yogi's choice. On your inhale, fill up the right lung. Exhale, find a side angle by placing the block long ways in front of your right foot. Place your right palm on top of the block, left fingertips up to the sky or up and over towards the top of the mat. Feel the stretch all through the left side of the body, navel is in. Try not to place a lot of weight onto the block here. Send your left fingertips up to the sky if they're not already there. Straighten through the right leg. Tent onto the block with your fingertips. Take your gaze up to the sky. Chin to left shoulder. Navel in. Press through the 4 corners of each feet. Take a big inhale. Fill up and find length. On your exhalation, take your gaze down to the sky. Reach for the block and grab it. Soften through the right knee. Place the block on the outside of the right foot and start to float into half moon. Now, if you need to, You can place your left hand on top of your left hip to find stability first. Flex through the left toes. Ground down into the right foot, stacking the shoulders. Crown of the head reaches long. Lengthen through the back of the neck, reaching your left fingertips up to the sky. Keep breathing here. Another breath, yogis. Soften through the right knee and slowly float your left foot to the earth. Finding warrior two, block comes with you. So if you need to resettle through the shape, take your time. Keeping in mind the intention that you already have everything you need within you. Straighten through the right leg, 10 toes face the long edge of the mat into 5-pointed star. Block is with you. Place the block in between both hands and slowly start to exhale, forward fold. Spine is long, chin away from the chest, navel is in. Placing the block on the floor in front of you, tent onto the block to inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, heels in, toes out, sink your hips, find goddess pose, place your hands on top of your thighs. Inhale, puff up the heart. Exhale, drop your right shoulder, peeking over your left. Inhale, back to center, finding length. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, peeking over your right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, 10 toes to the long edge of the mat, forward fold. Straighten through the legs, weight is in the ball of the feet. Grabbing the block, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, block comes with you. Into a 5-pointed star, block is in the left hand this time. Open up to warrior two to the back of the mat. Windmill to the earth, place the block on the inside of your left foot. Frame the left foot, pop up on the ball of the right foot. Into a high runner's lunge, palms on the earth, left foot steps back into downward facing dog, pedaling it out if you need to. If you need to rinse this out with a chaturanga, you can always rock forward into plank, soften through the elbows, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhalation, send your left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, place your left foot in between your hands. Stabilize here. Grab the block with both palms. Root to rise, high crescent lunge. Open up into warrior two. Block stays in the left hand. Setting up your foundation here. Press through the four corners of the feet. Engage your right quad, lift your right kneecap. Right knee tracks, or left knee rather, tracks over your left heel. From here, the block goes down to your right hand, then up and over into your left. 3 times we'll move this block. 1, 2. Staying strong. 3. And once the block is in your forward hand, stay here and stabilize. On your inhalation, reverse your warrior block to the sky, gazing up or gazing back, yogi's choice. On your inhalation, inflate the left lung. Exhale, Find a supported side plank by placing your block on the inside of your left foot, placing your palm on top of the block, right fingertips to the sky, or up and over towards the back of the mat. Navel is in. Scoop your tailbone up and in. On your inhale, straighten through the left leg. Tent onto the fingertips, right fingertips to the sky. Take your chin to the right shoulder and twist your thoracic spine open. Take another inhale to find length. And as you exhale, soften through the left knee. Place the block on the outside of the left foot and float into half moon. Again, if you need to, you can place the right hand on the right hip to press your right hip open. If you fall out, that's okay. Press your right hip open. You might notice you have one side that's a little weaker than the other. This is my side. Find your balance and breathe here. Flex through the right foot. Stacking the shoulders. Maybe you play with your balance and see if you can lift your left hand up. Take another inhalation here. Soften through the left knee to place your right foot on the earth. Warrior 2. Block comes with you. Take a moment to pause here and find stability. Keep breathing. On your next inhalation, open up into 5-pointed star. Block comes with you. Block in both hands. 10 toes face the long edge of the mat. When you're ready, inhale, puff up the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the length in the back of the neck. Draw your shoulders down your spine. When you reach the earth, release the block. Tent your fingertips onto the earth and widen through your stance. Take a few moments to draw the crown of the head to the earth. If you need to, grab opposite elbows and just sway here for 2 breaths. Place the fingertips on the block to inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend into the left knee. Find Skandasana to the left. Drop your hips. Tailbone is in. Stay lifted through the core, through the tailbone. Flex through the right toes. Place the left fingertips on the earth. Grab the block in the right hand. Twist to open. Place the block back on the earth. Tent onto the fingertips if you need to. Have support to Skandasana to the other side. Flex the left toes up to the sky, palms to the center of your heart. Stay lifted through the core, through the tailbone, pelvic floor lifts. Tent your right fingertips on the earth. If you can, grab the block with your left hand, twist to open. Placing the block back on the earth. If you need the support, fingertips to the earth. Otherwise, try to Skandasana into horse pose. Drop your elbows to your quads and just sway here gently. You can drop your head, sink your hips. See if you can grab the block within your hands, staying in horse. Stabilize your core, navel is in. Inhale all the way up to 5-pointed star. Exhale, forward fold. T through the arms, chin leads the way. Place the block at the top of the mat and start to walk your fingertips into a high runner's lunge to the top. Place both palms on the earth. Right foot steps back to high plank. Bend through the knees, hips up high, downward facing dog. You always have the option in this space to rinse this out with a chaturanga if your body calls for it, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, on your next inhale, send your right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, right foot to left wrist. Find pigeon pose. You always have the option to place the block underneath your right hip to sink deeper into a forward fold. If your body allows, come all the way to the earth, creating a pillow with your hands or your forearms. Avoiding spaces where you have any pain in the knees. The block is there to square the hips. If the block doesn't serve you in the back, maybe it serves you underneath your forehead, third eye, as a pillow. Now is your time to kind of explore what it is that you need. Looking no farther than what's already in your heart, in your mind, and in your body. Staying in tune with that intention that you have everything you need. 5 more breaths in whatever shape you have created. Start to remove the block, bringing it to the top of the mat, coming up to your palms. Curl your left toes under, left knee lifts gently. Right foot steps back to meet the left and downward facing dog. Pedal out, opening up your hips, sway side to side if you need to. On your inhale, left leg to the sky finds you pigeon on the left. Left knee to your left wrist. Left foot to the right wrist, yogis. And whatever you chose on the other side, be it the block underneath the outer hip or maybe in the front, find your shape. Noticing that one hip may be slightly different than the other, and that's okay. Take 5 more breaths wherever you are. On your next inhale, start to come to the top of this pose, removing the block at the top of the mat, coming to your palms. Curl your right toes under, right knee lifts, and left foot meets your right in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rock forward into high plank. Soften through the knees, hover table. On your exhale, 2 knees meet the mat, unfurl your toes, grab the block and find your way onto your back. Placing the block next to you, feet flat to the floor, When you're ready, inhale, lift your hips and place the block back underneath your sacrum. But this time, come up one space higher than you did to start. So if you started on the lowest edge, bring it up to the medium. If you started on the medium, bring it up to the high. Close down your gaze, soften, and slow your breath. If your body allows, maybe you stretch your legs long and see if that changes any sensation in the space. Coming back to the inhalation and the exhalation, can you start to shorten and smooth out your breath? If you've extended your legs, start to bring them back in, flatten through the feet. Press into the four corners of the feet to lift your hips, remove the block, and allow your sacrum to fall to the earth. Heel toe your feet out wide to the edges of the mat, and when you're ready, allow your knees to fall to the right, taking your gaze over to the left. If it feels good, you can always place your right heel on top of your left knee, careful of any knee pain. Remove the right foot if you've placed it on your knee, and as you inhale, bring your knees back to midline. And as you exhale, allow your knees to drop to the left, take your gaze to the right. Placing the left heel on top of the right knee. Remove the left foot. On your inhalation, knees draw back into midline and straighten through the legs. Heels are close, feet fall open, palms face the sky, receiving energy for a few breaths in a shavasana. You can always pause this video to stay here as long as you'd like, creating that intention around the idea of Astaya, knowing that you have everything you need inside of you. When you're ready, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingertips. And as you inhale, elongate, arms over the head. Exhale, roll to your right side, pausing for a moment, placing your ear on your bicep. When you're ready, press up into any seated space. And as you inhale, send your fingertips up to the sky to receive energy, palms touch. Exhale, slowly your hands to your heart space.
And allow the idea of Astaya, non-stealing of emotions, relationships, success, possessions, accomplishments, or rights from anyone else. You have enough. Cultivate this idea of contentment with who you are and what you have. By cultivating this idea of Astaya, you will open yourself up to a deeper richness of your life that you could ever dream of, creating spiritual integrity, healthy boundaries, and most importantly, self-reliance. The light in me honors the light in every single one of you. Namaste.